All right, so I guess The Weeknd is an actor as well, right? We know The Weeknd, Canadian singer, songwriter, record producer, and an actor now. He first performed publicly in his hometown of Toronto at the Mod Club before finding success. He worked at American Apparel and contributed to Drake's 2011 release, Take Care. In 2021, he headlined the Super Bowl halftime show in Tampa Bay. Look at his name, Abel Makinen. Uh, wow, look at that name. Tesfaye? How do you pronounce that? That's brutal, huh? Let's see. Let's ask YouTube. Tesfaye? Abel Tesfaye is the name for The Weeknd. All right. I don't know if you saw that. Abel Tesfaye recently released his final album, and it's also titled Hurry Up Tomorrow, like the movie. So there's the movie, Hurry Up Tomorrow. And I guess this is like his last album, which was released in January right there. They say he performed at the halftime show a few years back of the Super Bowl. Look at the release date of this album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, 131. If I'm not mistaken, Super Bowl equals 131. Super Bowl equals 131 in the language. You see it right there in the ordinal cipher. Super Bowl 131. Just like the release of Hurry Up Tomorrow, 131, the album. See that right there? 131, okay? And performing at the Super Bowl, right? He headlined the Super Bowl halftime show in Tampa Bay. Tampa's got the T like Tesfaye, the last name, as well. But yes, this is The Weeknd, now an actor. We're going to look at some of this trailer. I don't even know if I can really play the trailer. We're going to try to take a look at it here. And this appears to be like just like a depressing movie, man, when I look at the trailer, which I guess goes with the lifestyle maybe of being a musician, one of these celebrities. So it's kind of like he plays himself in this movie, in a way. That makes sense. We'll just kind of fast forward it a little bit. So this is this character, I guess, Jenna Ortega. It's kind of like a fan in the movie.
You mean that before?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's got this kind of eerie feel about it.
I love you, bro, but for the love of God, you need to relax.
So I see heaven.
So as you can see, this movie released on Friday, May 16th.
I want to change.
Right? You know, it's like, what's going on here, you know? Probably some, you know, witchcraft, some magic, you know, something like that. Okay, so just so we can get kind of creepy, you know what I'm saying? And I may have to edit that out, but so they say plagued by insomnia, a musician gets pulled into a nightmarish odyssey with a stranger who begins to unravel the very core of his existence. Right? I don't know, man. It just kind of seems like some witchcraft, like some magic from what I see in the trailer, kind of like creepy, depressing. That's what I gather from looking at that trailer, okay? Now look, I really don't think it's a coincidence. Look at this movie here. It says it releases May 16th, on the 16th of May. Look at his birthday, on the 16th of February. Notice his birthday had 16 date numerology. This is the director of the movie. Look at the birthday, 10/6, like 16. Trey Edward Schultz, October 6, 10/6, like 16. Notice how he's got the same birthday as Trevor Lawrence, NFL quarterback, Jacksonville Jaguars, a member of Clemson in college. Look, Trey Edward Schultz, Trevor, TRE, kind of like Trey. You see that? The same birthday. Trevor Lawrence, Trey Edward Schultz, director of this movie. 10/6 with the same birthday. 10/6 is like 16, right? The 10th month and the 6th day. 10/6, 106. Like 16. And of course, the names are similar. And, you know, once again, it hits with the language with the same birthday here. As you see, TREY, TREVOR, same birthdays. And you see right there. But how much of the Weeknd is here, really, in his first leading role in a feature film directed by Trey Edward Schultz? Tesfaye, or Tesfaye, plays a fictionalized version of himself, right? An insomniac musician. He's marred by a recent breakup from an ex, portrayed in a cruel voicemail message, and a hedonistic lifestyle instigated by his superficial friend manager Lee, played by Barry Keoghan. So I don't know if Jenna Ortega, that female in the trailer, I don't know if that might not be his ex that they're speaking of, but maybe she just comes along as some kind of friend in the crowd. I don't know, and they get to know each other. But yeah, again, kind of depressing by the trailer. Look, the album Hurry Up Tomorrow. Now this is the movie titled the same. Okay, so I don't know if this is kind of like some kind of soundtrack to the movie. I don't know, but it's the same title. So the last album, this is his last album, they say, Hurry Up Tomorrow. Okay? Released in January. Same as the movie title, released May 16th, right? Friday. But look at this, man. That album released 16 days before his birthday. You see that? So the album releases 16 days before his birthday. Jenna Ortega, look at this. 61 in the language, the other major character in the strangely unpopulated storyline. Jenna Ortega, I guess her character's name is Anima. First seen setting fire to a remote house, which we kind of saw, right? In a wintry landscape, she turns out to be a huge fan of The Weeknd, and the pair make eye contact while she is in the audience at his concert in a sold out arena. So she's got 61 with her name, like 16, right? It's reversed. And then that album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, 16 days before his birthday. Again, the director with the 10-6 birthday, like 16. The movie releases on the 16th of May. His birthday is on the 16th, which also has a 16 date numerology. So we get a lot of 16s here that I'm seeing connected with The Weeknd. And again, Jenna Ortega checks in with the 61 there. And let's look at her on Google real quick. This looks like an Addams Family character, doesn't it? Right here. Jenna Marie Ortega, American actress, started her career as a child and has appeared in over 15 films. Man, if that was 16, huh? And television shows. She also voiced Princess Isabel in Elena of Avalar and starred in the films Insidious, Chapter 2, The Little Rascals, Save the Day, and Saving Flora. Ortega has transitioned from Disney Channel stardom to roles in horror films like X and Studio 666. I knew there's something about the character. Remember, I was getting kind of a witchcrafty vibe from the trailer. I don't know. I saw a candle, right? I saw The Weeknd with some kind of like bandana over his mouth. It's like, what's going on here? Some ritualistic activity, maybe. But yeah, we get that a lot, man. You know, they said he performed at the halftime of the Super Bowl. We always get a satanic vibe with the halftime shows. Like they always seem to be wearing red, right? Let's look at The Weeknd at that halftime show real quick. Was he wearing red? Look, there's red right there, man. See, look, they always got red. There it is, I'm telling you. There's the red right there. I don't know if that was from the show, but look, he's got red everywhere. I'm telling you, and I'm getting that vibe with the red and black. Think about the pro wrestler back in the day, Kane, right? He had the red and black. Kind of like a fiery, right? Hell, brimstone, whatever they would say, hell, brimstone and fire, here comes Kane with the red and the black, right? So yes, like a satanic, witchcrafty kind of vibe with this movie and with this character. Look, there he is, all creepy, man. He's got the red and the black on at the halftime of the Super Bowl. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Always, man. There it is again. Oh, there it is. Now you see it. Always, I'm telling you. So yes, we get that vibe with the character and with the movie here. You know, I knew I wasn't wrong, man, on the fly. Okay? And you know, you get the red kind of there too with Jenna Ortega, and again, witchcrafty, satanic vibes here. And look at Jenna Marie Ortega's got the 156 in ordinal. That's similar to the date, the release of this movie, the 16th day of the 5th month, 165, Hurry Up Tomorrow. And then Jenna Marie Ortega, 156, right? Very similar. Now, and you see the Weeknd, his birthday 216. And this movie, look at his birthday to his release date is a span of 12 weeks, 6 days, start to end. Birthday to the movie release, start to end, look, 126, 12 weeks, 6 days, 126. And then he's got the birthday 162. So again, you get those same numbers mixed with the movie release and Jenna Marie Ortega 156, 165, and then the Weeknd, his birthday, and this movie, you see you get the 126 and the 162, right? So very similar right there. And Jenna Ortega's got that Lil Wayne birthday that's been hitting, and Lil Wayne is super trendy right now. You see, they share the same birthday, and now they're both kind of trending. She's got this movie. Not saying you're going to find a story with the two, like an article where they're connected like that. I'm just saying they're connected by the birthday. I do these breakdowns, and I know they're both trending and they got the same birthday at the same time. No coincidence, right? And shout out to Richard West as well, um, who first mentioned Lil Wayne trending with his girlfriend right here. His girlfriend Denise Bideau accuses him of breaking up on Mother's Day, trending, but also he's trending because it looks like he's gonna perform at the BET Awards with Tiana Taylor, Glorilla, and hear Lil Wayne to perform at the BET Awards. So heavily trending. They got the same birthday. Also, look, Mexico's got that September 27 birthday, and I just did this breakdown with the TikToker Valeria Marquez getting shot and killed in Mexico. Just did that breakdown on this channel. Look, Mexico founded September 27th. So you get September 27 trending, September 27 trending with Jenna Ortega. I guess kind of like a co-star in this movie. Notice how she's got the Route 66. So you get that 66 again on her jacket. They thought they were going to sneak that one by, and she appears to have the butterflies up there as well, which we all know with if you watch these decoding channels, we all know that butterfly symbolizes like MK Ultra mind control. And again, that might go hand in hand with that witchcraft kind of satanic-y vibe. And they said she was in some other movie that had 666 in it, like a movie or a show. We went over, I can't remember what it was called, but now she's got the Route 66 on the jersey, on her little jacket right there. Okay, so it's not a coincidence we get those vibes here. Right? And probably with Lil Wayne as well. I know he had a lyric, uh, probably several lyrics referring to that as well. And he's got a lot of questionable tattoos that you might get those vibes also. But again, that September 27 lands with these trending stories, okay? And I'm showing you, and I prove it. You can look at that breakdown as well. Valeria Marquez, TikTok star, shot dead. And obviously you see Lil Wayne right here trending, and you see the same birthday. That's a solid thumbnail right there to this pretty simple breakdown. Okay, obviously we're not going to go through all of this. It's not really a movie review. I know I got it titled like that. That's just the article here. And we get the breakdown. And you see that's everything I entered in the Gematrinator calculator. Again, these letters, these words here, letters are numbers. You see the numerical values attached with the words here, which contribute to our breakdown. Wow, did I miss that? His name, Abel Tesfaye. Look, you get 61 like Jenna Ortega. Look at that. I missed that. 61 like Jenna Ortega in the same cipher, even. His name and Jenna Ortega. And again, the 61, the 16 reverse. Okay, damn, I missed that. So a solid find there on the fly. The Weeknd's name, 61 like Jenna Ortega, to go with all these 16s here. And again, that's undeniable when you see the Trevor Lawrence birthday. Look at, even Trevor Lawrence has that 16 on his jersey right there. TRE, TRE with Trey Edward Schultz and the same birthday. Bronny James, the son of LeBron, also has this birthday. But I didn't really notice any similarities with their name. There might be more if you looked into the character. I didn't want to like try to dig too deep on that as well, but yeah, Bronny James, he may be trending, and he may be permanently trending as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, there may be something with the Bronny James having the same birthday also. But yeah, a lot of 16s and a lot of 61s, and don't forget he had that album. Okay, look, uh yeah, that album releasing 131. So we got that Super Bowl connection as well. Super Bowl equals 131. He performs at the Super Bowl, I guess, a few years back. Right. So I'll just kind of like scan through the article real quick just to see. We may get like some kind of 16 in the article that wants to pop out at us. So I'm basically just kind of looking for numbers here. Right. It seems kind of self-explanatory, the movie. If you ask me, it seems like it kind of maybe symbolizes his lifestyle in a way, possibly. Seems like he's kind of playing himself in the movie. I'll just kind of scan down. It's not his first experience in acting, I guess, as it's already listed on his Wikipedia. I guess he had a cameo in Uncut Gems. He starred in HBO's 2023 series The Idol. Right? And these are false idols, by the way. He co-created the show with Sam Levinson, a show that similarly presented unearned provocation. At the time, The Idol received criticism for its sodomachistic storytelling that emerged after a shift away from the female perspective, allegedly a request from Tesfaye. It was not a clever or subversive show, nor was it really even about anything. Probably this movie as well. Sadomasochistic. So that sounds disgusting too, right? And they say, uh, again, emerged after a shift away from the female perspective. And they say a request by him. So man, I'm getting like satanic vibes, witchcraft vibes, especially with all the red. You saw the trailer was kind of creepy, right? Hopefully I don't have to edit out that trailer as well. And man, they just give us paragraph after paragraph here. And look, this is a Lionsgate release, rated R by the Motion Picture Association for language throughout, drug use, look, bloody violence, brief nudity, and the movie is 105 minutes. Damn, if it was 106 minutes. 1.5 stars out of 4, that's not good. Uh, you know, and the 1.5 is like 1.5, right? 105 minutes. The movie 105, like 1.5, right? So yeah, again, not necessarily a movie review here. Well, I guess they're giving it a 1.5 stars out of 4. So I guess, that's not my review. But yeah, not necessarily a review here. This is a breakdown channel. And the article is even on from the 15th, one day before the release. So 1.5 out of 4, like, I guess like 105 minutes with the movie. The article on the 15th of May, 155, like 15. And I'm tired. I think I'm ready for another nap. That's suspect right there, isn't it? I don't know if that's like his manager in the movie. That kind of looks like the director, doesn't it? That's a suspect picture right there by the Weeknd, though. Look, that kind of looks like this director, doesn't it? Here's the director right here. It might not be. That kind of looks like him, though. That's a suspect picture, though. Like, no, there ain't no guy gonna come up on me and hold me like that. I don't care if it's in the script or not. That's kind of suspect. Look, his forehead's touching his head like that too. That doesn't look good. Right? Okay. So, that's a little breakdown on this movie, The Weeknd Hurry Up Tomorrow. And again, he had that same album title with the January 25th release, Hurry Up Tomorrow. And let me ask Google something real quick. Was Hurry Up Tomorrow the last studio album by The Weeknd? And look, of course, that was his 6th and final studio album. So you get that 6 again. Okay? I'm telling you, with all the red, satanic vibes, man. Satanic vibes, okay? So we get the same title, Hurry Up Tomorrow, with that album that released in January. Satanic vibes. And again, all of the satanic stuff. Look, Scream with this character, Jenny Ortega. Scream 6. Look at that. No coincidence. Beetlejuice. Wednesday. Right? Addams Family vibes, satanic vibes. And look, Studio 666. You see that? No coincidence. Right? So these characters were meant to be together in this movie. You know what I'm saying? Right? Satanic vibes, y'all. So I hope I hope that was a decent breakdown. Let me know. Okay. Uh, the Weeknd's Hurry Up Tomorrow is a surrealist vanity project. And again, this wasn't necessarily a movie review. This is a breakdown channel. I appreciate being able to do this. Until next time, peace.